Pretty special day for Pat. How significant is it that he ties the career record for wins here today?
And it just points to his personality. I mean, he's just a very consistent kid, and ever since we've got him, it's I don't know. I use the term old soul, but we've got a couple kids like that. They're just older in nature, and they handle themselves appropriately, and they manage situations well, and there's not a lot of highs and lows in their personality. I'm very happy for him. He's continued to get better, and I'm just happy for the team, but he put himself in a good position, put us in a good position the whole day. Just got better as time went on.
When a player like him gets a milestone like that in the middle of the season, how do you handle that? Is that something you talk about and recognize as a team?
Yeah, at some point, and I will. Individual accomplishments I'll recognize every so often, and probably will when the time's appropriate. But sometimes, when you're playing an opponent, you don't want to celebrate against the opponent. Just keep things internal and just kind of keep moving forward. But that's his consistency. Patrick's is it's just what he's about.
He had 2 innings where he ran into some trouble. The other 4 were pretty clean. What was the key to what he did today?
Just getting to the strike zone with his breaking ball and fastball. When I spoke to Dooley in the first part of the game, he said his fastball had a lot of energy to it. The ball was getting up there. I thought the back end of his fastball was good. He was getting off some good swings, and it's just tough to put away a team, and a good team. And he had to be doing something because there were some misses on the fastball, not clean passes, and he was just able to manage the zone better.
Your offense just did it again today, what it's done all year. When the team scores, it responds. Bourdais does it in the first. You get that 1 in the 9th after they score 4. What is it about this team that just seems to do that at will?
Well, yeah. I mean, they've been pretty consistent that way too. I mean, I think the ability to put pressure throughout the lineup, 1 to 9 is needed, and they all do it in their own way with their own personality. I mean, you look at Duvall; he's a tough at bat. DeMarco, Isaiah today. I mean, they're managing the strike zone, getting decent pitches to hit, and the ability of some speed in there too. Harry really. That one run of him getting down the line and then going first to third, and then the burst to the plate because Williams made a good throw. He manufactured his own run. Ethan kind of did at the end too, getting to second and getting to third and then being driven in by Harry. But I just think the at-bats off of Greenhill in the 7th, were the difference maker right there, because at the top of the 8th, when we gave up those runs, we don't get those runs. It's a completely different game. So. It's just a constant push.
Is that run your favorite kind of run, Harry's?
Well, yeah, it's fun for me personally, but at the end of it, I don't care where we get them. It could be a pass ball behind the plate. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I like to see that type of speed, and I like to see that type of burst. That was not an easy tag up either, because a lot of runners hang out in that situation because of the way the flight of the ball. But he did a nice job reading it back and get to the plate quick, because that was a heck of a throw.
What has it meant for you guys, both tangibly and intangibly, to have Pat back?
Well, he's a good player, and he's a tough out himself. He's a good hitter, just like his motor. He's a baseball player. So, yeah, it's just good to get those guys back, and if we can get some guys healthy and get Tyler back and Cooper back, then there's some nice pieces added onto it. But yeah, just happy for the guys this weekend and doing what they did, and what is a tough weekend for them from an academic standpoint too, managing exams and then playing baseball and being able to finish something off.
What's your reaction to seeing Ethan Smith pitching in a close SEC game for the first time, have one of the best hitters in the conference send his bat to the backstop?
Well, I like the charge. I like the aggressiveness. Ethan's got some moxie to him for a young kid, and I like his charge to the plate. It's impressive. He's got good stuff, and he's going to be a good pitcher in this program.
Auburn starting pitching got 19 outs this week. Some of that may have been the rain helping things a little bit, but A, how hard is that to do? And B, how much does that set a tone for a weekend?
Well, it does. You mentioned the first game. The first game was very difficult to play for both sides. I thought Drake and Burns, that was a difficult situation to manage the ball and the grip of the ball. But the fact that we were able to do it, I mean, we're fortunate to do it. And I thought that was it was just a good push by the offense early in the game. And today at the end of the game, when really I thought you bring in Owen and you bring in Greenhill, those guys they're very tough to manage. We scored off of them, so I just think throughout the weekend it was a pretty good push.
It's starting to get interesting at the top of the SEC. You'll leave the weekend no worse than a tie for first. How much scoreboard watching do you do after games this time of year?
I don't, and I'm not lying to you. I don't, because we got to stay in our lane. We got to get better. We just got to get better as a team. If we can get better as a team, then things will take care of themselves. But I know kids read, they see things, and God knows they're on their phone. But I just try to stay in my lane and stay in my office and just kind of watch what Vanderbilt's doing. If we can do our part, then that's going to be significant enough.
Is there a factor of Duval being a good match with Ravy, catching him the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. It felt good because it's just the quick turnaround for Phil. You went 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock last weekend. You go 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. That's not easy. So just to help Phil, and Doobie's good now. I thought he did a hell of a job today. Blocked a lot of tough pitches, tough breaking balls, kept the runners where they were. Every time Doobie gets behind the plate, he gets better too. So, that's just next man up. That's all. It's just guys stepping in and doing what he needs to do to help the team. They all train hard, so they deserve their opportunities.
Any idea when you get Steven, Cooper, or Tyler back?
Steven, I think relatively soon. He just had stitches in his knee, so I think he'll be back soon. Coop, he's feeling better. We just don't want to push it too much because we want him healthy. We want to take 1 step forward and 2 back. And then who else? Kiambu, we'll have to see. That's an oblique thing, so we'll see what happens there. And Tyler, he just needs to take his time back home with his daughter. I mean, that's all that matters there. And that's looking up. So hopefully everything's good now.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it.